for the people that's watching the replay, we are about to, I'm gonna show you how I make my worm compost tea. That's what I want to show you guys. I did a video on it last year. I did a few lives on it last year, and I figured people have worms or are thinking about getting worms, specifically red wigglers or what is it called? European night crawlers. So, you know, if you're interested in that, we're gonna chat about it a little bit. What's going on, broke? What's up, Dino? I got my computer over here to the side just in case the chat moves too fast. Hey, Andale, how you doing? Hey, Zen Grover, hey, how you doing? How y'all guys doing though? How's your week going? We about midway through the week, hump day. Hey, Patricia Roberts. Oh, I was too slow with my first. LOL. Hey, Kifa. How you doing, Kifa? Thank you for being here. So we're gonna talk. You like that? You like that shirt, bro? What we got over here? I was too slow. Surviving. Hey, Sim B. Davis. Tina Patterson. Look at that shirt. Yeah, internet cousins. Tina Patterson. Hey, how you doing? Mommy Time. Hey, how you doing? Long week already. My tomatoes. Whoop, I missed it. See? It jumped on me just that quick. My tomatoes keep dying on me. Oh no, Zen Grower, do you have a YouTube channel? Give me a little bit more information. And what zone are you in? Because maybe we can help you out a little bit. Kifa, it has been way warmer than usual with nice weather and I'm loving it. I'm so out of shape. I can't get what I want done in the garden. But every day I cross something off the list. That's what it's about, Kifa. Knocking out one thing at a time each day. That's what it's about for sure. So, you know, and then don't worry about it. You stay in that garden, you're going to get in shape this year. Don't worry about it. I lost 20 pounds last year just by starting the garden. When that R&B album coming out. What's going on, Brandon? Let's make the best thing in the world for your garden. Hey, Sue. Hey, Sister Sue. My big sister, Sue. How you doing? So that's why I want to go live. So I had a perfect lineup today. People asked me, how do I make my worm cast tea? And something happened today, which pretty much I didn't plan on going live at all. I actually had a meeting to take today, but I asked my partner if we could postpone it because it rained here today. And whenever, take note, people, Rob is live by himself. What's up, Aiden? How you doing? So was that? Hey, growing with Donnie. How you doing? So it rained today. We got a nice little rain in. I got some furt out yesterday. Got my first feed in. I recorded all that. That video is going to be called Lawn and Garden Woes. Just to show you guys, it's not all glitz and glamour, right? So it's going to be Lawn and Garden Woes. It won't be coming out this weekend because it's my lovely wife's birthday this weekend. So it'll come out next weekend. I do have a video that I'm almost done editing that I might get done before I go out of town. And if I do, I'll release that this weekend. But we should be back to our regular program schedule releases by next weekend. So, yeah. Let me see. Love notes. Hey, how you doing? You said, not yet. I'm in Zone 6B, and they are San Manzano and Small Tomato Medley. So, are you trying to do them outside, Zen Grower? Because if you're trying to do them outside, it's too cold for you right now. It's a little too cold for you right now. Yes, when family would come out with me to harvest, straighten up, etc., they couldn't hang with me. I would be out there all day, ducking and dodging the mosquitoes. I know, right? I was so happy. This was the first time that time jumping forward, I was very much looking forward to it. I was looking forward to losing that hour, which we need to stop that because we don't save any energy when we do the daylight savings time. Who else can vote away? Let's vote away the daylight savings time. Just leave it alone. Leave it alone because that's been proven. It's not doing what we wanted to do. But it rained today. Let me stay on topic, right? Scrolled out on you just a minute. Doing good, bro. Weather's looking mint for me for the next 2 weeks. Almost 80 on Friday. I know, right? Mint. The weather's looking great. My lawn is waking up. She's waking up. She's still in dormancy, but she's waking up. Everybody saying happy birthday to the wife. Hey, Nature 9. 6A. First C's were so... Oh, okay. You helping them out. Hey, Tommy. How you doing? I'm good. I'm good. Good to see you in here. No, I started inside. They started great, but when I potted up, they started dying on you. Huh. Did you wait until you got your like second or third layer of true leaves? What are you using the fertilizing with? And what did you pot up in? All right, give me that information and maybe we can help you out before we get done with the live today. So without further ado, I'm gonna show you guys what I do. We're gonna move a little bit. The Wi-Fi should be good to go. I'll move my little router thing out here. But so this happened. I collect my rainwater, as you guys see. I collect my rainwater. Move you in a little closer. And this is how I do it. Now, I usually let it run off a little bit. And if you're collecting rainwater off of your roof like I am, you're going to want to make sure that they use tiling that's not, the tiling is not, what's the word I'm looking for? Toxic. Because, I mean, nowadays they don't use that stuff anymore, but double check, especially if you're in an older home. So I'm going to flip it back around so I can kind of see you guys. Bear with me. Yeah, so that's all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just get my water, right? And I prefer to wait on the rain, and we're gonna talk about why when I'm doing my worm cast tea. So do that. That's 5 gallons right there. And then we're gonna flip y'all back around. My garage, I've outgrown this garage. It's funny because when I first got here, I used to park in this garage. So then I fill up my bin right here. I'll show you the pumps that I got attached to it. And then we'll go back. We should only have to do this one more time. And then that extra rainwater, I store that off to the side for my plants. That right back there for the overflow. And this should bring us up to full. And it did. Brought us up to full. Okay. So now, let's see if I can flip this. And well, first, let me see if we have any questions real quick. So I want to address the rainwater that I just used. Let me see. Happy birthday. Don't get me started on that. It's like cutting off the end of the blanket and putting it on the other. And 18 in the chat, let's get some lights. There you go. No, I started inside. Okay. Hey, Grown with Hudson, how you doing? So I try to wait nowadays. I try to wait until it rains. And the reason why is because I don't really have to worry about the pH. I know that's that good stuff. And like I said, if you're in a very old home, make sure they didn't use anything on the top of your roof that's going to be toxic. Nowadays, they don't usually use that stuff because of water runoff, and especially here in Maryland, us being on the Bay side, they're very, very aware, and they try to not do things like that anymore. Those are old practices, kind of like using lead paint and putting asbestos in your walls for what's the word I'm looking for? Insulation, right? So we don't do those things anymore, but if you're in an old home, definitely double check. But so I get my rainwater, as you just saw. So I'm gonna show you the next step that I do. Now I just got done. This lined up, this couldn't have been any perfect because I just started prepping to get my, I'm gonna be off screen for a little bit. I just started prepping to get my worm castings harvested, right? And they're pretty much done. For those that are wondering, I got my screen over here so I can still see the chat a little bit. But for those who are wondering what these things are, those are eggshells. And then everything else in there is worm poop. And I don't want to get my hands too dirty, so I'm about to throw on some gloves. But pretty much all the worms are gone out of this. They move down through the little grids. It's the Wormcast 360. So they move down through the little grids. And then down there, as you can see, the worms will move down to their next level. So I think that's pretty cool. It makes the harvest really easy. So when I'm done harvesting my worm castings, there'll still be a little bit of worms in the castings. You're not going to get 100% of them out, but you'll get the majority of them out using this method, especially using the Wormcast 360. So what I'm going to do is just put in my little storage container. This is where I store them at. And then I'm going to place this over here out the way. And now we'll just have this to work with, right? So these are the worm castings. They've been doing their job, putting in the work all through the fall. And as you can see, there were cocoons, so new ones hatched out, and no worries. So I don't go through the hassle of worrying about crushing or pulverizing the eggs because they break down over time anyway. So call it lazy or whatever you want to call it. You just call it my way. So the next thing that you're going to need to do, like I said, I'm going to throw some gloves on just because I don't want to get my hands super dirty. But all you need for this process, all you technically need are, totes can catch rainwater as well. Dad will be offended. I gave up. I used the garbage cans. Yeah. Catch that rainwater if you can. So I take we all know what this is, right? Cheesecloth. So I take my cheesecloth. I do about 3 folds, right? 3 folds. And I got these little pruning shears. They're not scissors, but they sharp as all get out. So I'm going to just use them, multi-purpose them real quick. We cut that, right? I put that over to the side. And then I take this cheesecloth and we should be able to open it up somewhere around here. And then I'm going to tell you why, if you're container gardening, you should definitely consider, if not growing your own worm castings, and we'll talk about the difference between farming your own worm castings and the benefits there are with farming your own worm castings over buying them from the store. So, but I've gotten to the point where I barely even measure anything anymore. But nice big ball, that's plenty, right? And all we're making here is a huge tea bag. That's it. We're just making a big old tea bag, y'all. Now take that, and then we can just tie it off. Just like that. Okay? Just like that. All right. Top it back on. So everything else moving forward from here, this is optional, but I'm telling you, it works really well for me, is this right here, that molasses, right? So let's talk for a minute, and then we'll move on to the next step. They sell filters as well. What we got? What's going on, Mark? Letting it off has for a day or two should be okay. I missed something. What you saying? Tap water will contain chloramate is detrimental to the biology. Yes. So that's another reason why I don't use it now. Oh, and that's what you were saying. So I was going to say, yeah, if you're going to use tap water, two things: use a pH balancer if you need it. Another thing, let it sit out, let Mother Nature do her thing to it, let the sun hit it for a little while to get that chlorine out of there, because it's detrimental to the microbiology that's happening, just like Mark said. So to filter tap. Okay, yeah. Or you can filter it. Yeah, you can get you one of them Berkey systems. I use molasses for my plants. LOL. Tap that like button on the way in. Thank you, thank you. Miss Lena just did her video on the molasses. Yeah, she was just talking about molasses. Matter of fact, she complimented me last season when she saw me pull this molasses out when I was brewing worm cast tea last season. So at this point, all we're going to do, this thing is stupid simple, y'all. And I'm sorry, I'm moving this camera around super fast. I apologize. And then, yes, you can just add the casting straight to the container, but there's a reason why I don't do that, and I'm about to get into that. That should be about good. Now, when I started this out, I think I was doing like 4 tablespoons to a full container. But the reason why I just added that molasses in there is because and then I just dropped the tea bag in there. That happened so fast, you might not have even seen it. And I dropped it right on top of the air filters. So, and that's it. That's it. And now I let that joker brew. We're going to let her brew for about 24, 48 hours. And then I'll start using it. And what you'll see is a nice little foam will start happening up top. That's your microbiology, microbes kicking in. That extra microbe energy that you want to kick in development. Now, the reason why we add the molasses is because that molasses is food for the microbiology that's happening in that worm cast. So in that worm cast bag, what's happening is it's filled with microbes, right? It's filled with life, little creepy crawlies, to include baby worms and all types of little intricate things that we can't see. The molasses is the food for them to multiply inside of this container, gallon. And I dropped it in there, and I saw you, Mark, you said suspend it. I'm gonna suspend it later. I can't find all of my stuff right now, so I'll go back to it. It'll be fine for the moment, but I will suspend it later because I guess I started this and I was a little unprepared. I usually have a hook, and it's been a while since I've done it, so I just went in and dropped it in. So now, the molasses, a good bacterial food, humic acid, good fungal food. Boom, there you go. So that's why I add the molasses into my worm cast tea. It's food for the microorganisms to multiply. Now, when you're like, well, why do I need to go through all of that, right? Why do I need to go through all of that if I can just go to the store and buy it? And here's why what you buy out the store will never equal to what you do in your own home if you give your worms a balanced diet. The reason why is it's no different from going to the grocery aisle, right? Got to have the pump. Don't do it without it, right? And I got this pump from Walmart. We'll circle back to the pump, but I got it from Walmart. It's like a $10 pump, and all these is an aquarium pump, $10 aquarium pump with the lines hooked up to it and some stone filters. And really, you could probably get away without using the stone filters, but I got them because they're super cheap. You do have to change them out about every 3 to 6 months, depending on how dirty they get, which is one of the reasons why I don't just drop my castings in there that like you will see other people do. Keeping the pump cleaner is more important to me. Virginia fruit grower, are you the one who does all of the cool season citrus? Virginia fruit grower, you do all the cool season citrus, right? Because I saw somebody in the chat the other night and they were asking what kind of citrus they can do in Virginia. And I was watching a replay. That's what it was. I was watching one of Led's replays, and someone asked about it, and he was like, hey, I can't help you. And I wish I was there live because I could have told them to come and go see the Virginia fruit grower, if that's who you are. I'm pretty sure that's who you are. So let me get to some of these questions real quick, and then we'll get back to it. So my son has a huge water bin he used to do his saltwater tank with, but he doesn't know. So I wonder if I can use it. Oh, he doesn't use it anymore. So yep, you can absolutely use that container. Yes, you can, Tommy Bites. How long do you brew if you don't have the pump? Don't want to do it without the pump. I think Mark got you there. So yeah, don't do it without the pump, because the pump, you want to encourage the good bacteria. This is not the same thing as using like or fermenting or making like a super juice that you let sit and still. That stuff does wonders for the plants too. But in this process, you want to encourage all your good bacteria. And what we're doing is like aerating a pond. We're introducing air in there so they have air to breathe and they can multiply. That's why we're doing that. Do you have to do it this way? Absolutely not. You can do it whatever way you found on YouTube or whatever way some person at the extension office may have told you to do it. But I think, what's going on, Cam? Elevated Landscapes, everyone is in the building. But I'm going to tell you, this is how I do it. And this is what works for me and what I've been getting done. So back on to the why you don't really want to buy bag, or why they have horticulture molasses also. Yep, they do. That stuff's a little bit more expensive, and as long as your molasses is unsulfured, you'll be fine. I've had great success with it. Aerobic, right, not anaerobic. We want to increase the good bacteria that love aerobic conditions, not anaerobic conditions. So back it up a little bit, right? Because I'm all over the place right now. The questions are coming in all over the place. But so the reason why this is better than going to the grocery store is because the same way with your vegetables, right? You'll go down the fresh fruit aisle, you'll see fresh fruit or fresh vegetables. You get that vegetable, you take it home, you cut it, you eat it, it's good. Then you grow it yourself, you try it, and you're like, whoa, this is way better. That's pretty much what's happening with these worm castings. When you buy them out of the bag, not to downplay any company that's selling it out of the bag, that's still good stuff. But your microbial activity is not going to be anything compared to what just happened here. I just harvested those worm castings and I put them directly in the environment so they can multiply. That's going to be like, that's gold for them versus buying it where it's been packaged. Maybe it went through some type of super filtration process, dried out. Like the microbial activity is way down by the time you get your hands on it compared to doing it at home. And that stuff is super expensive. If you go look at the prices for worm castings, it's expensive. You think some other stuff out there is expensive? Worm castings is expensive. Where you can just buy you a handful of worms or win some worms from me one day, and then guess what? You're set. You just need a handful, about 1,000, and then sooner or later you're gonna have more than you needed. So, sorry, what are you making? Mommy time. I'm making worm cast tea. So if you got any questions, just redrop them, please. Any more questions or statements, redrop them. I add the worms I see in my compost, and I heard pop can help good bacteria. I don't know if that has any scientific data to back that, but it kind of makes sense to me because the soda it's got sugar in it, which is food. That's a source of food, and it's got a lot of it's carbonated, so it allows air to get in there. So that kind of I see that stress blend. Oh, you saw the stress? Where is it? Oh yeah, we saving that for the summertime. My lawn's waking up. I'm gonna catch you, Justin. Give me about 2 weeks. I'm gonna be on that tail, and I'll be on your tail for the rest of the season. I see Ben, he got his dethatching done. He woke his up. His is waking up too, but I'm gonna be right there with y'all very shortly. I told him I got a lawn and garden woes video coming out because I moved my grill and it's about a 2x4 space that just got burnt out, completely burnt out from salt that I use, and it's not really even salt. It's the salt. It's the tea salt safe for pets, which is just urea, which is terrible for your lawn when it's not growing and it's dumped on it in huge volume like we were doing. So I got burn marks, but it's no biggie because I used some Jonathan Reed's Black Beauty Seed blanket to patch that up. So that video will be coming soon as well. So thank you. Now I have to talk to him. Add the worms. Yep. So that's my logic behind that growing with Hudson. I think that it would help. I add the worms I see in my compost, right? So now these worms, particularly, if you're thinking about farming worms, you're going to want to use red wigglers or European night crawlers because those are the two that you can. If you use your regular American night crawlers, you're going to come wherever you got them at. You might come into that room, that area, and they may no longer be in the bin because that's what night crawlers like to do. They like to come out at night and crawl around. That's why they have that name. The problem is they're going to be all over your kitchen floor, your garage closet like me, and you're going to lose your worms. So don't do that. Don't just take earthworms out the ground. Those aren't the same breed and try to bring them inside. They'll most likely die in that environment. So red wigglers and night crawlers, European night crawlers specifically, those do really well in containers. Do you need to get the Worm Factory 360? Absolutely not. But I can tell you, I've seen a lot of people doing them, doing it all these different ways, and this is the easiest way. And sometimes I just like hitting the easy button, and this is one of the instances I like hitting the easy button. I like the worm castings, but need more info on harvesting equipment. See, if you get the Worm Factory 360, bro, you don't need no equipment. And even if you don't get this and you get a bin, you really don't need equipment. It's just a much more it's a much more deliberate process to where you have to like bait the side of the bin, wait for them to move to that side of the bin, and then scoop out your compost. Now, if you're doing it in a bucket, usually they will move down towards the bottom or they will move towards the food, right? So if you're putting food on top, they'll move up so you can probably take off the first like 6 inches, then clean out the bottom because not too many of them will be down there. There's definitely different ways of getting it done, but the Worm Factory 360 is hands down the easiest tool out there to use, and I've been using it for over a year, and I'm super happy with it. You want the easy button one, then you're going to want to get the Worm Factory 360. It's a little pricey, but don't look at it like that. Just look at it as an investment because this is paid for itself in 1 year, guaranteed. Now, I'm be honest, I didn't pay for it. The guy, he reached out and he sent it to me because he saw a video that I did at my extension office. I don't know how he saw the video, but he saw it and he reached out to me and he was like, hey, I want to send you this because I was geeking out over it when I first saw it. So straight compost might be an option for people as well. Still can make great. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you can use straight compost and do the same exact method and you'll be fine. Worm castings, they're better though. Link you. I'll send you a link, brother. I think if you just go to my Amazon link store, it's in there. Let me see. I'm about to double check right now. Yep. Vermiculture. Boom. I'm gonna snatch this link up for y'all real quick. If anyone else is interested, but if you hit my Amazon link in the description, it'll be there, or you can just use that link right there. Haha, matter of opinion, brother. Exactly. Yeah, it's just opinions. Okay, I might sound kind of slow, lol. So when you make the tea, what do you apply it to? Your plants. And that's what's really good. So I'm glad that was a beautiful lead-in right there. Growing with Hudson. The reason why I love, awesome job though, Rob, for real. Thanks, Mark. I appreciate that, bro. So the reason why I love worm castings and using worm cast tea specifically is because all of my gardening is done in containers. Now, we know when we get the container, it's nice, it's fresh, it's not usually full of life, but it has all the organic material it needs to do to support life. It needs to support life, and life kind of introduces itself into it. But what happens throughout the season, throughout the winter, that stuff doesn't hold up as well. So when you brew a worm cast tea batch like I'm doing right now, and then you add it into your containers, you are inoculating all of the microbiology activity from your worm tea into your container. On top of that, there's plenty of NP and K in there based off how you fed your worms. Now, I tested my worm castings last season. I'm pretty sure I showed the results for that as well. So and they were loaded. And the cool thing The cool thing, I love you too, Mark. And the cool thing about it is all of that stuff that's coming out of the worm castings, it is readily available for your plants. I mean, immediately available to your plants. It is ready to go. Your plants don't have to work. Thanks, bro. I appreciate you. Your plants don't have to necessarily. Gosh, I lost what I was saying. you you add it to your plants. Oh yeah, your plants don't have to work at all for those nutrients. It's readily available. It's like liquid fertilizer. It's not like, it is liquid fertilizer, but it's juice with a whole bunch of microbial activity. I've even used this stuff on my lawn. Yeah. Now, did I get a visual response from it? Not really, but I know that what I was spraying out on the lawn was good for the lawn in the long run, increasing that microbial activity. So if you're a container gardener, and you got your hands on some worm castings, whether you did them yourself or if you bought them, worm cast tea can really be an added like little oomph to get you in there this season. So check it out. It's super easy to do. I'll show you this again. I'll show you the pump. So the pump is right here. That bin I got from Walmart. The pump is right here, right? I got the aquarium tube lines for this pump. That's all this is. I got it from Walmart. I got my air stones right here. And all you need to do is make sure that your pump can support the amount of water that you're trying to keep bubbling. Just like that. Yep, just like that. Did somebody ask what would I feed my worms? I use containers, so I do better with coffee grounds and compost tea. I got a big old bag of coffee grounds right there, straight from Starbucks, that I still haven't finished using. That bag right there. Yeah. Yep, so what we got? Micro farmers in the building. What's going on, micro farmer? How you doing? Gotta go, Mark. All right, man, I'll catch you later. I use containers, so I do better with coffee grinds, compost tea. Right, so coffee grounds, compost tea, telling you, containers, that's the way to go. You can keep your containers nice and fresh with plenty of microbial activity. It's like inoculating them. And then on top of that, if you're doing it yourself, it's pennies on the dollar. Pennies on the dollar. What's going on, Lion Crest? Chips and guac in the building. Farmer Q and Chips and guac. What's up, Will? How y'all doing? Hey, Goddess Leo. How you doing? Good to see you. What else we got? Okay. So, y'all want to see what else I picked up? Look, I don't know what I'm going to use it on yet, but I got this. Y'all recognize this? Woo! Almost lost a finger. My goodness, that thing is sharp. I got this. Y'all know what this is for? So y'all saw me do air layering last year. Huge success. But this year, hey, who's that? Just joining. I miss you. Whole new perspective. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you. Yeah. So anybody know what this is? Hey, just joining. Nobody knows what this is. I know Farmer Q knows what this is. Love knows. I'm surprised you don't know what this is. Got this big old bump on my forehead. That's what happens when you was wearing a hat for 2 weeks straight. Grafting, you got it. Who is that? Donnie? Growing with Donnie? You guessed it first. So guess what? I got an extra one of these, and it belongs to you. I just need you to email me. Email me at robpalmy357@turftherapy.net. It's in the About section. Let me know, put your YouTube channel name in the description. Let me know who you are. But you just won you a grafting knife. Unless you don't want it. If you don't want it, then I can go to the next person who got it. And that was broke. So if you don't want it, I'm sending it to broke. So let me know. Oh, Broke said it first. You came across mine first. My screen first. Growing with Donnie. I'll show you. Look at this. See, look, I can actually show you. I don't know what happened on y'all's screen, but Growing with Donnie, you came on my screen first. Is that a picture in the picture? That is a picture in the picture. That looks terrible. Let me stop doing that. Growing with Donnie, you popped up first. If you want to donate it to Broke, good for you. But as of now, you came up on my screen first. So I got it on top chat too. So I promise he did, and I didn't have trees. It's all his. Oh, you don't have trees? It's all his. Okay, well, Broke, send that to you, bro. Got you a grafting knife. Now, just like I was telling you, you don't need all those different trees, bro. You don't need all those trees, Broke. Get you some grafting on. I want to see you grafting this season. Turn 1 tree into 5 trees. Hey, T, how you doing? Beauty in the Garden, how you doing? Miss Bees, hello. Oh, hey, hello, Turtle. Hey, Miss Bees, how you doing? Miss Bees Homestead. Gotcha. It's a knife. It is a knife. I can't argue with it. This thing is sharp. Man, this thing is sharp. But Broke, I got you. You just won you a grafting knife. Got to see you grafting out there. What else we got going on? Your Wi-Fi sucks? You still won. Where did you purchase the grafting knife from? I got the grafting knife from Amazon. Would you like me to share a link? Because if you would, I'll drop a link. Let me just go to my orders, if I can find them. It'd be easier for me to do it off my phone. But yeah, I'll drop a link here in a minute. I just did that, creating more trees from 1 tree, dropping the vid soon. I look forward to seeing it, Micro Farmer. First time catching me live? Well, welcome. What is that? Chioma's Charm? If I jack that up, I'm sorry. Chioma's. I did the citrus graph. Wow, that's what I'm talking about. Where did you purchase the graph knife? Yeah, I got you, Hyprocentric. Hey, Beauty in the Garden. So people chatting, people talking. Let me pull this link up for you real quick. And then we can move on. So do I have any questions on the worm castings? Questions on the worm castings or how I do my worm cast tea? It's super easy. You don't need to be afraid of it. It's easy. I can't tell you anything other than that. It's easy. You just saw me do it in less than 2 minutes. So let me go to my orders, and because I just want to get the right one. Yeah, here it is. Boom. Let me grab this link. Oh, no. Give me the link. Give me the link. Here we go. I got the link. It gave it to me. This is it. But I'll drop it in the description of this video as well. That's the link. Hey, Garden Quill. Hey, Aunt Ellen. I got to bounce back and forth because a lot happened since I was looking down. You said it right. Chiomas, I said it right? Ah, nice. I got it. What amount of worms should I start with? 1,000. That's all you need. Really, you can start with 500 and you'll be fine. And if you want some, let me know. I'll send some to you. Clausen World just dropped a video on the 3-bucket method. Yep, you can do the 3-bucket method. I really like this method because I'm constantly adding. These things, they stack on top of each other. Let me show you. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you why I like it so much. Better to just show you, right, than tell you. So, as y'all can see, I got my worm cast. Just go ahead and slide these back here. Those are done. They're ready to go. So when I start my next cell, guess what? I put that on there, right? When this bottom layer is done, and it'll be done in about 2 months, right? They'll be done doing their thing. This bottom cell will then become the top cell, like that one was. This one was the top cell, and I just let light in because worms hate light. They will go and they will drive deep down, and they will go to the next layer. But I really like this system because of this. I fill up this bin, And then guess what? I add the next bin. And then once this is full, I add the next bin. So I will be at 3 bins within 2 months. I guarantee it. This will be all filled. Then this bottom bin will then rotate to the top. I'll take the top off. I'll expose it to the light. The worms will then burrow down into the lower bins. And then in the end, I just take it off and I reset the cycle. And you can stack these up to 8 stacks high. 8 stacks high. So that is why I'm a huge fan of this system, because I don't have to deal with the worms, the different baiting inside of a bin. I don't have to deal with buckets. And look how much space is in there. Y'all saw how many castings I got out of that just now? That was just from one shelf. And I've harvested I probably harvested worm castings about 2 times throughout the winter. Yeah. I saw a question. I would love worms. One type of compost I can do in a small space. I'm getting ready for them now. Yes, growing with Diney. See, you got a lot. You don't have a lot of space. You can't do normal traditional composting. This is the way to do it. You just feed them your chicken. I was about to say chicken scraps. Don't do that. Kitchen scraps. Feed them your kitchen scraps, and be careful, be mindful. Don't add anything in there that has seeds. So I used to put a lot of like tomatoes and cucumbers in there whole. I stopped doing that because you'll have volunteers constantly in your compost. So I stopped adding anything that had seeds, or I made sure it didn't have any seeds in it. I scraped the seeds out before I put it inside of the worm cast bin. And it's getting a little nippy out here, as I knew it would. So I'm about to throw in this hoodie. What's that? Donnie? Aaron? That's why it's taking me forever. I only got 250 worms. Yeah, and Love Notes was right. You can start with 250 worms. It's just going to take them a little while to multiply. That's all. They'll multiply. They'll get up in numbers. I started with about maybe 1,000, probably a little less than 1,000. I've given away about 8,000 worms. I guarantee you there's probably 20,000 worms in there still. Easy. Thanks, T. You like the setup? I used to start with a container of red wigglers from Walmart, sporting section in the worm fridge. Boom. Do that. Those are much cheaper than the ones you would buy from old uncle over there. And then when the marketplace opens up, from time to time, I'll have them on there. Yep, bait store. You can hit up the bait store. Just be careful. Don't get in the worm. Don't get your don't get your regular night crawlers. Don't get those blood worms. Look for red wigglers. Red wigglers or European night crawlers. Do that. Do you like the worm? Okay. Do you like the worm hotel? I was considering getting one, but I have 5-gallon buckets right now. I don't have any experience with the worm hotel, but if it's anything like this, where it's a vertical system to where you can stack, and feed, I support it. It's a good idea. You don't have to get this brand. You don't have to get this at all. I'm just showing you what I use. What else we got? I used to start. Got that. I have the same one, but it's taking forever. Yeah, so it takes some time to get going, but once they're established, you're in there. This year I'm growing insulin plants. What is an insulin plant? Like insulin, like diabetes insulin? Or am I just, I know that probably sounded, that sounded crazy, but yeah. Okay, the bitter melon grows like a vine. Okay. I think it would be fun to see. Oh, that's Love Notes. Do the worm trays have to be kept at a certain temp? That's a good question. They absolutely do. And this is another reason why I like the Worm Factory 360. You can just put it on the chair, please.
Good. Thank you.
Yep. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. So Boom, right there. As you can see, 80 degrees is the high, 40 degrees is the low. And on this container, it actually tells you what foods you should be feeding them or not feeding them. That's the top. Boom. So if you ever forget, they got the friendly reminder. And as you can see, it's made in the good old US of A. So great company, great guy too. Like I think his name was Rob. Is Rob or Ron or something like that? Dude is hilarious when you call him. If you ever get on the phone with him, he'll have you laughing for sure. Worm Legion challenge. What is happening? Y'all started the worm challenge? Did I miss something? LOL base store. I saw Grow Family. I saw Grow Family grow it. Do you like it? Grow what, Goddess Leo? I must have missed something, unless you're not talking to me and I'm reading somebody else's mail. At work, have fun, Big Turf. All right, brother. Thanks you for stopping in. I used Lion Crest. I used the refrigerator. Bottom. I'm gonna open up y'all mail. Bottom bin, and it gave me a lot of worm juice. LOL. With one small container of red wigglers and had a lot more worms. They multiply quick. Worms can't take the winter freeze. They absolutely do not. Insulin plants. So yes, that's a thing? Oh, I need to look that up. I need to look that. So you're gonna process it down to bitter melon is used for diabetics as well? That's good to know. See, learn. I don't have any diabetic issues, but don't mean I can't grow some for some family members. Who knows? I'm glad I know that now. Thank you. Thank you, Love Notes. Everybody said thank you, Love Notes. I'm in zone 7A. That's my zone. Can I keep worms? Can I keep worms in garage year round? Yep, that's where I keep mine. Year round. They keep them right in here. Well, actually, I keep them in this room, and I keep them in that room because that room stays closer to the house temperature. If I would have left them in the garage, they would have been fine, but their activity, they would have slowed down. They would have slowed down. So if you're gonna keep them in your garage and it's not temperature controlled at all, which means it can get just as cold outside as it does inside. You know, the garages, they hold that cold just like your car does. When you start it up in the morning, sometimes it feels colder in your car than it does in outside. That's the same effect that you'll have in your garage. So just know that they're probably going to burrow to the bottom. They're going to pack together to keep themselves warm, to survive, which means they're not going to be eating, which means you won't be making worm castings throughout the winter like I was. So that's going to be your downside. All right, Lion Crest wants a worm challenge. All right, bro, stop it. Start the worm challenge. Soul Star, what's up, cuz? How you doing, man? My big cousin in the building. What's up, Aunt? I was asking Love Notes about the bitter melon. Okay, yeah, got it. Well, the plant that is used to make insulin is what they are talking about. Right, yeah, I figured that. So I'm gonna check out that plant. If you didn't give the worms away like you did, do you think it would be too much to handle? No, because the worms don't last forever. They don't last forever. They die. They become part of the worm castings themselves. Now, you'll see people that like split their bins, and I haven't had a need to split bins. One, because I've been giving them away. Two, I feed them pretty often, and when I do feed them and harvest the worm castings, there's always some worms left in there. So I haven't seen an issue from doing that. I promise you, if I split my bin, I would just have a whole nother bin. They would have multiplied, but I kind of think they know how much space, how much room they have. Some will sacrifice themselves probably along the way. I'm not trying to do this to sell worms on an industrial level or anything. I just keep my worms. So I stopped because I didn't want worms in the house. LOL. Yeah, because worms, you're not just going to have worms in your worm bin. Other little creepy crawlies that like those conditions, they're going to find their way in there as well. So, but all of those things will stay in the bin for the most part. They're going to stay in the bin because that's, unless your house is like the conditions of this bin, which is like warm, moist, wet, like you don't, like unless you're keeping your house that way, they're not going to want to come out the container. They'll dry up and they'll die. So keep that in mind. I always want to grow Mealworms for my chickens. Is it the same process? I don't know. Mealworms, when we used to sell them, my parents, they used to have a gas station. I'm pretty sure we sold mealworms. And I remember that the container that they came in, the medium that they came in, wasn't the same as regular worms. So I don't know. That's a good question. I'd be in when you figure it out. Let me know because I might as well, right? Might as well grow my own worms for the chickens when I get them one day. That's a really good question, micro farmer. Show the love and hit the thumbs down. Thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up. Howdy, everybody. What's going on, CB? CB, I was in your neck of the woods a couple weeks ago. I got insulin cutting, but they sent me some leaves. One bite of the leaf was so sweet like sugar. I believe that. How long have you kept the worms? I've had these worms for a year now. It's been a year because about this time last year, yeah, about this time last year, maybe a little longer than a year. About this time last year is when I discovered vermiculture from the local extension office, and then I got the worm bin, and then I set everything up. So, what's that? You grow mealworms and sawdust. I thought, yeah. See, I remember the medium that those worms came in. They were like it was like sawdust, like. So I think that's probably how you got to do the mealworms. I'm happy I caught your live garden sewing. I'm happy you caught it too. You was supposed to stop by. CB, you never emailed me back. I thought you was like, nah, keep that COVID over there, which I didn't I didn't feel any type of way about that. Or you did email me back and I missed it. I'm sorry. I'm gonna shoot you I'm gonna email you my number. That way in the future you could just text me. I'll be back. I'll be back. I promise you. Goddess Leo, you throwing up? What I say? What did I say? Gotta go, y'all. Okay, Donnie. Thank you. Thank you for stopping by. Love notes. I have a lot of worms for my chickens, but mealworms is a treat, right? They multiply in the bins. My Indian friend made a business out of selling worms. Exactly. Chickens love the mealworm treats. Yeah. So if I was trying to do this to start a business, my lifestyle would not be. It's just not conducive to it. I'm home for four months, gone for a month, home for 2 weeks, gone for 3 weeks. I'm just in and out, and if I just can't. It's just too much right now. I'm still full-time active duty service member. For me to put my feet in that, I would just be overwhelming myself. So, yeah, worms in the house. You can. Oh, you can keep them in the house. Matter of fact, this is marketed so you can keep it in the house. They don't smell. You just okay. Yeah. I must have missed it, CB. I must have missed it. Have a lovely evening growing with yes. Have a lovely evening growing with Donnie. Yeah, gotcha. But you can keep them in the house. They're not gonna smell. If anything, you'll notice a couple fungus gnats flying around them here and there. Just put you a grow light on top of them. They'll be fine. But I don't even keep mine in my house, so I wasn't taking them in the house. Yeah, my wife was. She would. That's probably where she would draw the line too. If I said, "Babe, I'm gonna go ahead and bring these in the house and put them," she'd be like, "No, you're not. In what house? This house? Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna go stay in another house." That's what she would leave me. It's gonna be her or the worms. I'm out getting to go to service. Oh, okay. Gotta go to service. All right, brother. Say a prayer for me while you're there. Godless Leo, no. Inez M. Hey, Inez M or Inez M. But that was pretty much it, guys. I didn't want to keep you all day or all night. I just wanted to show you I had a prime opportunity, right? So we used the rainwater. Let's just recap real quick. I did this video because, chat with you later. Okay, Mrs. B's homestead. I did the rainwater because, one, I don't have to worry about chlorine. I don't have to worry about the pH being completely off, at least in my area. She'd be like, where's your other house located, right? Exactly, CV. So rainwater, I usually do my worm tea brews around the rain. When the rain comes, that's just what I've scaled it back to nowadays, which is fine because it actually works out because I don't have all the worm castings ready to go. I also introduce molasses because it helps the multiplication of the micro on the microbes, the microbiology activity. So that is perfect when I'm inoculating my brother. Learn a lot in this live. Thank you, brother. Oh man, I thank you for being here. I learned something from you too about the mealworms. You done put me on to something. I'm not keeping one of the worms in the house, Turk. Y'all still on this house thing. So I put sugar in my raised bed. Okay. All right. I don't see why that wouldn't help anything. You know, it's sugar. You know, plants like sugar too. I used old tires for my red wigglers. They lived all winter, even multiplied like crazy. Shayna, what zone you live in? That sounds about right though. You know, if you got a winter where you can keep them outside all day, oh, you put them in there for the worms. Okay, cool. So I use the rainwater since I don't have to worry about the pH. I use the molasses for food for the microbes so they can multiply. Then I put them in the bag. I make a little tea bag for two reasons. One, it keeps my my air stones, the little air stones, AB. Yep, that's exactly why you kept them outside all year. It's not going to get cold and stay cold long enough for you to kill your worms. And then the other reason why I use that little tea bag is because when the process is done, the worm castings are still good. So I take the worm castings out the bag and then I put them in the garden. So they're still good to go. You can still use them in the garden. Still plenty of organic material in there, still plenty of life thriving in there, and still some nutrients in there. So when you mix them in the water, it gets dissolved, it gets stuck at the bottom. I don't do that. So that's why I don't do it. All right, CB, thanks for checking in. I appreciate it. If y'all want to see somebody that knows what they're doing when it comes to hydroponics, I'm talking about on large scales, you got to go check out CB. Go check them out. Learn the right way to do it before you start experimenting and watching these YouTubers that giving you a whole bunch of glitz and glamour and lead you down the wrong path. So go learn from a pro. I'm gonna call him a pro. Go learn from somebody that's been doing it for their whole life and literally does it for a living on some account as well. He'll get you right. And then so that's pretty much it. That's why I do the worm castings. That's how I do them. And that's why I will continue to do them so as long as I can. So that's pretty much it. Unless you guys got some questions, I'll let you roll. Plants use sugar for energy. Yep, they sure do. And they make their own sugar as well. I was waiting for you to say that to your wife. Yeah. Stinky Puddle Ranch, hey, how you doing? Great live tonight, Turf Therapy. Very informative and informational and so very well thought out. Well done, fam. Well done. Have a great rest of your evening. Be well. Thank you. And I mean, I couldn't put that any better. And I'll give y'all a couple minutes to sneak in some questions before I let you go. Thank you. I've been waiting for you to do this. Oh, okay. Stripe Gear, you in there then. I got videos on it as well. I just had the perfect opportunity to show you because I literally just was ready to harvest these worm castings. And then this rain was actually scheduled to start around 4 o'clock today. And I woke up and it was already raining. And I was like, well, cool. I guess I'm brewing some worm tea. And I was at work and I said, you know what? When I get off work, I think I'm going to go live and I'm going to show the people how I do it. Because I had a perfect opportunity to. The only thing that I showed you that I don't usually do is when I drop the bag in there, I dropped it straight in there. Usually I suspend it. Now, I didn't have the rest of my tools to suspend it, which I just use a little hook, some wire, which I don't want to waste your time doing that, but I just use some twine and I make a little S hook. I hang it off of the little handles that already come on the tub, and then I just let it kind of float there. And it's good to go. Great info. Glad you caught the live. I saw somebody about worms. Aaron Shell, how are you giving away your worms? Are you shipping some? Yes, I've shipped some. I haven't. Okay, tell you what. We're going to give away some worms right now. Y'all want to win some worms? How are you giving your worms away? Well, good night, everyone. Have to do some homework. Turf, I enjoyed the live. So I'm gonna give away some worms, 1,000 worms. I'm gonna give away 1,000 worms, and then I'm gonna let you go. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do it real quick. I'm gonna do a number, right? Let me get a pen so I can write the number down first, I ain't got no pens in here. Man, that sunset looks amazing. Um, oh, there should be a pen right here. Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. Keep your cousins. Grace. Grace, I know you don't play with those worms. It's okay. I got the cousins for you, Grace. Cultural. You already guessing. So I'm gonna give you a number. No, I choose 42. Everything is 42. Keep your cousins. Yes. Be well, friend. Good to see you. Just build a new raised bed and it needs some worms. Extra one at least. Okay, no, but I will take castings. Well, I'll do castings a different day, but I can ship those as well. Hello, everyone. Thank you, Turf, for the info. Cool. So we're going to do a quick giveaway. And I need you to pick a number between... I need you to pick a number between 1 and 100. Boom. Let it roll. I'm going with the first one that pops up. 1 to 100. Whoever guesses it first. No, you was close. Blended Dreams, you was close. Dion, you was close. Blended Dreams, too high. You way too high. Cultural Raisin, Blended Dreams, you down it in Blended Dreams. You're not there yet. Oh, we getting closer. Tracking Audrey, you was almost on it. Almost on it, Tracking Audrey. Dion Lamouk, you was almost there too. Blended Dreams. Oh, there we go. Chioma's Charm. The number is 28. Boom. The number is 28. Chioma's Charm. I said it right the first time. Now I'm jacking it up. Email me and I'll get you some worms out. You email me at ROBPALME357@turftherapy.net and I will send you some worms. And I picked 28 because my wife's birthday is the 28th of March. And my birthday is the 28th of August. So I figured that number was perfect for this live and doing a giveaway. Yep. So like I said, family, the wife's birthday this weekend. I will try to get a video out. Most likely I won't be able to do that. But we should be back to our regularly programmed schedule after that. Awesome game. Gave me a rush like the lottery. Cultural Raising, yeah. So Chioma's, I'm sorry. Chioma's Charm, boom. Or Chioma's Charm. Yeah, you did better the first time. Yeah. Happy birthday to you, Bert. No, my birthday's August 28th. Hers is March 28th. But something cool about us is she shared a birthday with her father. I share a birthday with my dad. So my dad and I were born on August 28th, and her father shared March 28th as a birthday. So it's cool, right? Virgo, that's right, Virgo all day. My mom's birthday is the same as yours. Beautiful, beautiful people. Yeah, she's a beautiful person, Chuckles. Chuckles the girl, she's a beautiful person. Your mom, she got it going on. All right, that's it. That pretty much just wraps it up. It was a quick little holiday giveaway, 27th of August here. What's up, Virgo? Hey, I see you, Coach. I see you, Coach. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'll let you get back to the rest of your night. Enjoy the rest of your week. If you've had a hard one, at least you're halfway done with it. If you're having a great one, I hope it remains the same way. Y'all stay blessed. I have a bunch of family birthdays this month. Sweet, cool. All right, yep, stay blessed. I will catch y'all later. Congratulations to your wife. Yes. Bye, y'all. Yeah, bye, everyone. Till next time. Peace.